Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. In our last episode, we painted this and we took off all the tape, and I think you'll agree it looks pretty good. Now, it's nearly finished. I reckon there's just one more episode left in it. So what have we got left? Well, this is just sitting there on top, let me just say, but that can be glued on at any time. And I think the only thing that really needs to be done to that, actually, let's take that off. The only thing that really needs done to that is it has some yellow up here to be put on. I'll show you in the, where is it, yellow? No, let's do better than that. So there it is there, the yellow that's got to be put on those couple of pieces. Not much though. And there's yellow to go on the prop. Now, let me have a look at that for a minute. Now it states yellow, but I think what I'm going to do is, I really like that new colour I got for the props. I think I'll do yellow on these. Then again, maybe not. It does state yellow though. Actually, it does state gold. No, maybe I can do gold on both of them. There's such a little amount that I think I'm going to hand paint those. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. So there's that gold I was telling you about from Mr. Hobby. I really like this. I know it looks funny underneath, but when I sprayed this, it kind of comes on, it's what I would call a dark gold. So what I mean by that is it is gold under the light, but under certain light, it's quite dark. So it's not too much in your face. So I'm going to paint that prop in this. This is pretty much a lacquer-based paint. I'm going to have to get different glasses for this. Actual fact, I might even have to do it underneath my magnifying lens. So what I'll try and do, I'll adjust myself here. So I'll come under the lens like that. I don't know if you can see. And then I can just paint them away like this. Yeah, that works for me. Now, take some of the excess off there. Now, this kit said to put the photo etch on the rear here, and to be honest with you, I didn't see any point in it. And this is what I don't like about some photo etch. I mean, if you've been watching me now for a little while, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of photo etch anyway. Although I did just buy those two kits with the photo etch, because I am trying to move along with what everyone else is now doing. But some parts, like this one here, I just don't see what the point of it is. Like, to hack all these off just to put a bit of photo etch, and to be honest with you, I didn't think it fitted all that well anyway. And, well, I actually don't think this is all that bad either. And even if it was still photo etch, I would probably still have to paint it. There you go, and they're still seeing? Yep, looks like you are. So these kind of, little jobs like this, I have no problem just sitting down and doing them, but really this is part of finishing the sub off. Probably should stop calling it a ship. Sub's a sub and a ship is a ship. And without these pieces here, we can't really finish it, so let's do the outside as well. Bit more. Now, I don't know if we need to do the other side, because I don't think you can see it. I will double check that though. And while I am a big fan of airbrushing, I also agree that not everything should be airbrushed. And I quite like these little moments where you just get a brush and just you sit down, and I'm under the micro lens here, and under the micro lens it's not that hard for me to see. I mean, I could probably zoom in a bit more for you, but then I don't know where you are. And I don't know how much of this you actually really want to see anyway, of someone just hand painting a prop. How are we going there? Well, how are we going? Let's have a look, shall we? What do you think? I think it looks not bad. I think we just need to go over it just a little more. So I was just explaining about the paint and how it's kind of like a gold, but it's a dark gold. And to be honest, I don't know if I said anything because I was pushing the button and not pushing the button, and then, but I did notice it wasn't on. So I was just flicking the light off, sort of saying that this is kind of like a dark gold. It's not a in-your-face gold, and that's one of the things I really like about it, because I do have another light up here that is on. Actually, let's turn that off too. Let's turn that off. So here we have just natural light. So it is a gold, but it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick out too much. Yeah. Anyway, this is what I like. You don't have to like it, but if you do, that's the stuff there. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry for a few minutes. And where's the other parts to it? I did grab it. Oh, no, it's still up there. Hang on. I'm going to zoom in on here. I did notice when I was painting this, and I had actually wondered, did I melt it or disable it somehow? It is actually a weird shape. And I do believe it's to go on the back there. And then what happens here is this is to attach to this, and then our prop shrouds. Oh, look at that. That actually needs a bit more colour. Yeah, I'm going to have to give that a little bit more colour. I didn't see that. I'm slipping. Look at that. That's terrible. There's the other one while we're at it. Actually, let's clip that together and fix that up, the whole lot. I'm just looking at this piece and it's not a very good fit anyway, so I don't really want to spray this on the ship because I'm happy with the ship just the way it is. So I wouldn't dare mess with it. But I'm not happy with this, and I'm not happy with the way it goes together. So what I might do is I might put this together separately, fix the joint up, and then attach this. So there's the prop on that part there. I didn't paint the back of the prop. You're not going to see it. So there was just no point. And not that you're really going to be looking in the back of this anyway. It's just, I suppose, if it catches your eye, then you'll see it. So this part now goes onto one of these sides. They're both the same? Yeah, they both look the same. Looks like it goes onto this side first, this way, and then basically, so somehow it drops on there like that. So it kind of goes on there like that, and there's a piece deep inside, and you might be able to just see it down there on the bottom, where you kind of glue it up and glue that piece together. It was very difficult to get some glue in there, but I did get some. This is not really a piece for on camera, I mean, because I can't really see what I'm doing and watch you at the same time. So I'm just going to add the other piece, and then once it's together, I'm pretty much going to stand it on either end and just give it a touch up. I've just given one of those blades a little bit of a knock. So what I'm going to do is just come back in and just that one blade, fix him up. You may or may not see it on, like, you won't see it now because I've just fixed it, but I was a bit worried that you could probably see it. So there it is sort of together, and it is glued now, the bottom half on that. So I'll just wait for that to go off for a minute, wait for that gold to go off, and then I'll add the top of it as well. I think I must have heard one of you say, what about the gold bits on the other bit? I'm just making sure I got no paint or gold or thinners or anything on my hands. I do have paint on my nail, but not worry about that. I'll get that off later with a bit of thinners. So we got to give this a touch of gold as well. And why not? Let's see what we're going to do here. So what are we going to paint here? So we're going to paint just in here. Oh, let me see here. That is not easy to paint. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. I'll rest that on the bench. That's it. There's a bit of a hair on there. I can see it in the brush. Just roll that back around that way just a little bit. And the last little bit. We don't want to be touching anything else. Just need to dab more. That's it. That looks pretty good. I'm going to see that from a mile away. We just need to paint the cone on the other one. You know what it looks like, this paint? You know that stuff that you buy, it's gold paper? This looks just like gold paper. Yeah, we just need the cone of this one. So I'll turn that back around that way. That's it. A little bit more. Put on the ground, stop it from moving. Don't really know what's going on there. I think the moulding's a bit in my way there. Yeah, that got it. That got it. That's it. And that is all we're doing on that. So that's all the gold that we require. So again, I'll put the brush in the thinners. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks really good, even from a distance. There's just enough sparkle to know that there's something going on there. That's all right. We like that. Put the lid on. Yeah, that's that one done. That's that one there done. Nothing more needs to be done to that. I'll come back and I'll finish this piece off. Well, there it is on and together. It will need some touch-ups. I can probably touch. I don't want to spray anywhere near the gold, so I can actually touch it up that way, all the way around. Not too particularly bothered about this. You may see some of it, you may not, and the rest of it you're just not going to see. So that's about the only part you're going to see. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've just glued it and I've just had to sort of squash it into shape. And it is, yeah, it's starting to go off now. It's getting harder to squash it. So I'll let that go off for 10 minutes and then I'm going to touch it up. You've seen me paint all these ships, so I'll just do this touch up on the side and then I'll finish this off. So I'll come back. So I got this all together and I wasn't really happy with the seam, so I just hand brushed some extra thick paint on there. I'll just wait for them to go off. I'm going to give them a buff to buff it down, paint, plastic, whatever, and then I'm going to give it another top up, another touch up. But you have to agree, that looks pretty good. So there it is after I've sanded it. We'll just give her another hit now with some paint. So there we have it, the final piece. You'll notice it's a little shiny in the back here because I did have to hand brush that. I had it on the tape like that, and when I took it off, it peeled the tape off, peeled the paint off. So that's now finished, and it's looking pretty good, pretty snazzy. I'm going to hit this with some matte varnish anyway. So all that's really left to do is put this on and that on, and that's it. So I think what I'll do, it's going to be difficult to hold that and put this on camera. Maybe not the top, but this is most definitely. So I'm going to do this off camera. So there's the back of that already on there. Looks quite nice. Needs just a little touch up with the brush or maybe the airbrush once it's on. It was really fiddly to get on there, and it just, I'm not overly happy with it, so I'm probably going to do a little bit of work off camera. But let's just put the other piece on. Alrighty, and there we have it. There's really nothing else left to do to that now. That's it. If you want, I'll zoom in a bit more. Coming in. I'm probably going to take a photo over where I took a photo before of the ship. Actually, I might just do that. But there it is, and I'll take a few more photos over there. So there's the submarine, all finished up. Really happy with the nose, the way that all came out. I'll turn it around, and then I'll take some photos and I'll add this at the end of the video. So there it is on the other side. Now I've got a fairly strong backlight behind me over here. It's the same way I took the photos of the ship. Just sort of, you know, it's backlit up. And yeah, just it looks really nice the way it's come up. There it is there. Different angles. Looks quite nice. So I'll take a few photos now and I'll add these to the end of the video. If you travel along on this one, it's only a short one. Thanks for watching. I've enjoyed doing this one. The white line was one of the challenges, and to get a crisp, beautiful white line like that with black and red, it was not easy to do. So we'll call this one finished here, and I'll move on to the next project. Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. Technically it's the next day from when we finished this submarine. Now I've been thinking about this last night. I think I'm going to go back and do just a little bit more work, and I'm just going to throw these back into the last video. So in the last video I've already finished it off, but I'll put a snippet in there and add this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and put some flat lacquer on this. Just like I did with the last ship, because I really like the way it came up. Now, this ship is technically all lacquer-based paints. And I did put the varnish, the matte varnish, on the lacquer-based paint on the ship. I didn't have a problem with it. I just liked the way that it came up. And I'm going to do that mostly because when I did glue this, there's just a little bit of glue glistening through it. There's just a line here, which you can't see it, but I can kind of just sort of feel it. And it just brings your model up just that little bit more. So I'm going to take this over to the spray booth and get it all ready. But there's the sub in the spray booth. I mixed up a fresh batch of the varnish last night and I thinned it to how I required it. So there's a full batch there ready to go. So I'm all set up. I'll just bring in a few bits and pieces. I'll put the lid on that. Okay, now let's have a look how we go. Yeah, it's doing exactly what I thought it would do. It's just lifting it just that ever so much, a little bit more. When you spray the varnish, you just need to come out a little heavier than normal. That's it. I'll let that go off and I'll turn it around a bit more. So half an hour has now passed. I'll just roll this around and do a bit more. There it is. And pretty much we'll just do what we did before. Coming out a little too fast here. I think that is just about it. Yeah. So we'll let that go off another half an hour and roll it around. So there is another half an hour gone by. I will spin it around again. There it is spun around and I'll put another coat on. Here we go. This time I also took the tip off so it wouldn't block. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So now we'll just a bit more varnish. Do those pins properly. Put that one there. Okay, we'll give that another half an hour. Well, about another half an hour has passed, so I'll roll this around a bit more and I'll do the next coat. Okay, now we're refilled up. Let's go. Do the wings just nicely and the tip. Go across the top of that and the side. And technically this is our 4th time, so there should be no reason why we can't completely cover this. I'm also using the light there to give me a gauge on how thick it's going on. Just really working that nose piece. Just slightly go back over it. Yeah, that's better. So there we have our last coat. I'll wait for that to dry and we'll turn it back around. And let's not forget the name tag. If you want to know how I did this, yeah, let me know. So there we have the stand done as well. And that's it. It's completely finished now. So I'll add this to the other video and yeah, hope you enjoyed the build.